I'm going to start our course from Camera Raw section because this is default raw processing software that most of the people use. And in another section, I will show you how I work in Capture One, because I know some people work in Camera Raw as a raw processing software and this raw processing part, and some of the people ask me choose to work in Capture One, so this all will be also fully covered no matter what software you would use for your work. And this is really exciting subject, and I cannot wait just to jump straight into it. I have very different images, so I'm going to show you on different images how to process your image in Camera Raw and later, of course, in Capture One, whether you have too dark image, whether you have overexposed image, how to set up the colors for the future, how to be sure of your colors, how to know what suits for the image and what's not. But of course, we will be starting from complete basics, and by complete basics, of course, I mean this basic panel in which we will work pretty much in every conversion. So let's just jump straight into it, and let's start with the first image. And for the first image, I have chosen these images. All of these images are done by Dominika Jarczyńska. Amazing work. She did great effort by taking them. And now let's just jump into Camera Raw. So it's a really great image. It's a great pose, but it's a little too dark for my taste. Of course, some of you could think it's all right, but what's really common about outdoor photography, the images tend to be darker, and if you want to set ISOs too high and make them rather overexposed, I would rather recommend you to keep the images darker than overexposed, because it's easier to work with darker image. And once we open this in Camera Raw, we are ready to start processing them and fix this darkness a little bit while we work in Camera Raw. So once you open Camera Raw, straight away you have this basic panel with exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, whites, and blacks. And this is pretty much only one thing that interests you in this first part when you want to solve anything. So I'm gonna keep exposure as it is right now. I'm not going to change because I'm checking this at the end if the exposure is under or too strong. But the first thing I do, I want to bring up a little bit of shadows. This image was really dark, so the shadows are mainly responsible for it. And usually I would go down with highlights, but highlights are rather pretty good here, so I'm not going down a lot. And now I can see, after I work with the shadows and highlights, that actually I could actually add a little bit of the exposure. So I would be going slowly, step by step, till the moment I will see that's something I'm actually satisfied about. So let's go to this level. I think it's pretty good, and now I would actually go with highlights a little bit down. And this is something I would like to start working with. As long as your face is not overexposed, you can actually go higher and higher, even till this level would be alright. I don't want to go that bright, but let's keep it at this level. And this is the first step that actually should interest you. If you have a little underexposed images, you want to fix it for your retouching, this is the first step you doing without too many complications for your image. So right now, let's jump to a little different example with different settings, with different lights, and we'll see what else we can do, what different we can do with other images.